Hello and welcome to the World of Warcraft Legion beta. We'll be doing the Marksman Hunter artifact scenario. We'll check out the class hall and some of our talents, our abilities, and some of the animations, so you can get an idea of what's going on. Here we are in Dalaran. I skipped the opening scenario, so we don't have to do that over and over again. But here we are, and we'll talk to this gentleman. It's good to see you on your feet. The members of the Council of Six are recuperating from their ordeal. The intensity of the teleportation spell can be disorienting. It seems you lost consciousness for a time, but at least you didn't awaken to find yourself stuck in a wall. Dalaran has been relocated to the Broken Isles. From here, we will spearhead the effort to acquire the Pillars of Creation and drive the Legion from Azeroth once and for all. When you finish this quest, you'll get the Dalaran Hearthstone, which is basically your new Garrison Hearthstone, and 5 tomes of the Tranquil Mind. Hang on to those are really useful. They will help you to respec your talents while you're out in the world, or when you are in raids or dungeons or something like that. So if you're finding you need to do more AoE damage and there's an AoE spell you could use, or you need a knockback or a CC, you could do that on the fly, as long as you have those on you. There we go. As long as you have these on you, you just click on them, and then for 1 minute while you're not in combat, you can switch abilities or talents. As you can see, I'm just running around Dalaran. Oh, there we go. You won't get this quest until you run around for a little bit. The Eagle appears to have a message for you. The time has come to strike back against the Legion. Meet me at Hunter's Reach in Dalaran as soon as you can. And funny enough, we're right here.
Snowfeather delivered my message. Good.
Your reputation precedes you. It is important that we speak.
Take care.
I realize we have never met, but you will learn of my orders soon enough. For now, pleasantries must wait. The Legion has returned to Azeroth stronger than ever, and we need new weapons to fight them. I have met 3 individuals here in Dalaran who have leads on ancient artifacts which could prove vital in the battle to come. Acquiring these weapons demands the skills of a master hunter. Speak to each of them and decide whom you will aid first.
May your weapon strike true.
So we have to run around in Dalaran, not too far, and talk to these 3. Who would be your...
I'm your dwarf.
I'm not going to talk to all of them and read the text. That particular gentleman helps you with the Beast Mastery Hunter quest. And right over here is
I am
Apata
glad
High
to
Mountain.
see you.
She helps you with acquiring Talon Claw, which is the survival weapon. The Melee Hunter. And here is the gentleman who will help us in ours. Courier Larkspur.
We must all do our duty.
I'm grateful Lady Shadewarden found you. We have a chance to strike a major blow against the Legion. My commander, Ranger General Varessa Windrunner, has uncovered a possible lead as to the whereabouts of our missing sister, Alaria. Alaria's knowledge of the Legion will be invaluable to our cause, and the bow she carried with her, Thastara, is an artifact of awesome power. Together, you and the Ranger General can save them
Good luck.
both. Now we head back to Miss Shadewarden at Hunter's Reach, and we'll show you the UI for picking your initial artifact.
The unseen path.
Any of the 3 weapons you learned of would be a huge boon in the war against the Legion, but your crusade must start with one of them, so you must choose. 3 weapons, 3 worthy paths. Acquiring one such artifact will be the first step in battling the Legion. The weapon will grow in power as you wield it, so you must choose the one which will be the focus of our efforts. After a time you will be able to pursue the other weapons, but you must decide which to seek first.
Thank you for
And here's our
your
UI.
service.
Again, ooh, excuse me, a little bit of indigestion here today. As she said in that little speech that we were reading, you will have the opportunity to pick one of these for, having your second spec. You won't have it like we used to, where it's, a little second spec when you bring up the UI, you just click it and move on. You'll actually have to click respec and go through the whole crap again, but you will be able to eventually have Titan Strike, Talon Claw, and Thastara if you so choose. It's difficult to keep all 3 at a high item level unless you're playing a lot, but keeping 2 is not a problem. Like, say you want to be Marksman and Survival. But for the purposes of our video, we're going Marksman. Many years ago, the Ranger Alaria Windrunner wielded her family bow Thastara to battle the Legion. Her current whereabouts are unknown. If Valeria could be located, her weapon would become a valuable asset in the war against the demons. You can see agility, stamina, crit, and mastery, and then we have this equip bonus, which we'll take a look at when we actually get the bow.
The hour of battle is at hand.
Now you must begin your pursuit of the artifact. It will not be easy to obtain, but a weapon this powerful seldom is. After you succeed, return here to me, and we shall speak at greater length. There's much for us to do. Thastara is a mighty bow indeed. The weapon was carved from a limb of Thasala, the mother tree of Eversong, and infused with the magic of the Sunwell. I fought alongside its first wielder, Talanus Windrunner, during the Amani Troll incursion. But such tales can wait for another time. Courier Larkspear was making preparations to depart. You can meet him at Crassus's Landing.
Take care.
So, here we go. We'll head up
Speak
to
to me again when you return to
Crassus's
Dalaran.
Landing.
We have much to discuss.
And we'll start our artifact quest. I have not done this one before, so this will be new to me as it is to you if you're watching this.
We serve the Ranger
I
General.
don't know the full details, but a demon prisoner has given us the first solid lead on Ilaria Windrunner's whereabouts in a very long time. The Ranger General has joined with members of the Farstriders on the Broken Shore. She's putting a team together, and your presence is crucial to its success. Time is of the essence. If Ilaria and Thastara are in the Legion's hands, it is only a matter of time until both are forfeit. If you are ready, head to the Broken Shore to meet with Ranger General Windrunner. She has lent her personal hippogriff to fly you down to the surface.
Strive
Sorry,
for
I'm very
peace.
tired and my eyes aren't
Ready to
focusing so
fight.
well here. So I'm reading and tripping over my tongue at the same time. So let's head down. You can see there's the Broken Shore. This is where the opening scenario takes place. That's Suramar. And I have draw distance on max, so this is about as good as it's going to get. You can see the druid area over there. Valshara, I believe it's called. Yeah, Valshara. And there's the tomb. Terrifying looking. And the Ranger General should be down here somewhere. Very interested to see how Marksman works. I'm actually using, I will mention, I am using Lone Wolf. I'm not going to show you through all the towns right now, but I'm actually using Lone Wolf. This is where I do not use a pet. So you will not see me using a pet. I will only switch that if I'm having a lot of trouble. Black Arrow is an ability that you're able to take, and it has a dark minion that will taunt for you for 8 seconds. So hopefully that'll work out. I'm just really interested to see what a hunter would be like without the pet. And here's Varisa.
This stinks
We
of a
stand together.
You can't rely on the word of a demon.
If it's lying, we'll have its head. But if there's even a chance it speaks the truth, we have to try.
The Farstriders have been interrogating
Stinks of a trap.
captured demons.
You can't rely on the word of a demon.
He's just going to keep
If
talking.
it's lying,
One of the vile
we'll have
creatures
its head.
claims to know the whereabouts of
There's even a
someone
chance it
crucial to
speaks
our
the
cause.
truth. We have to try.
You have long been a trusted hero of the Alliance, and like the rest of us, you have endured many hardships to reach this point. Now I must ask even more of you. Will you hear me out?
Together we will save Azeroth. Until next time. My eldest sister, Ilaria, has been missing for years. A demon we captured claims she's being held on a Legion world called Niskara by some sort of Inquisition. Her return would be invaluable.
Admit it,
Greetings.
Varisa. This mission is
Aldiel
for
Shala.
Baladash,
Ilaria's knowledge about the Legion could help us defeat them once and for all. Our goal is to reacquire a strategic asset. Nothing more. My bow is at the ready.
I should be going with you. If this is a trap, you need my bow covering your backs.
No, Orestes. I won't risk anyone else until we're certain Ilaria's there. I do not trust the demon's
Our
word.
enemies will fall.
But this might be our only chance to save to retrieve a valuable ally.
The time to make our move is now. The demon has told us how to open a portal to the world where he says Ilaria is being held. You and I can go through and see if there's any truth to his claims. In case it's a trap, Magus Soulgaze has given me a portal stone to get us back to Dalaran. This demonic magic is anathema to the mage. So we must move quickly. I'm ready when you are.
Remember those we lost. Fight well. Major Soul Gaze. Empower the portal
What brings
crystal.
you here?
Never was very good at following orders. See you on the other side.
Orestes, you fool! Now we have 2 allies to rescue. Follow me in.
And we're off, heading to a Legion world.
No sign of Orestes. He's headstrong, but should have the sense to wait here for us. Let's ascend the rise ahead and see what we're up against. A sentry. Destroy it before it warns the others.
Summoners, open a portal! We need reinforcements!
I need a target.
Keep moving! That was only the first! Portal mages! Take them out before they bring reinforcements!
I don't have a target. I need a target. I don't have a target.
You survived the summoners. Such determination. A pity you won't live to experience our glorious cathedral.
That structure in the distance must be the cathedral. Lead on. I'm with you.
I need a target. I don't have a target. I need a target. I don't have a target.
There, up ahead. It's Orestes.
My bow skills are second to
Orestes!
none. Beware, the Hound Mistress.
How convenient. Your little group will make an excellent meal for my hounds.
I can't attack that
Witch. I'll gut your
Hardly
beasts and
more
take
than
your
a
head for what
morsel.
you've done.
But I suppose you'll have to do.
I need a target.
But who will feed my darlings?
We'll get you out of here, Orestes. Any sign of Valeria?
No, but didn't make it to the cathedral. Wounds bad. It's so cold.
Orestes. Try to... Orestes!
Good luck, friends. Save Hilaria.
Rest in the light, Orestes.
You believe yourselves worthy to enter the cathedral? Then come forth and be tested.
I don't have a target.
What appears Ilaria, or Varessa, has run off and not giving a shit about us.
I need a target.
So that's a little... What is she doing? She's just standing here with the guy stuck in the wall. Don't you love it?
I don't have a target.
Almost there! Keep fighting!
You stand on the threshold of oblivion. Your lives belong to the Inquisition.
I'm going to relish silencing that fiend.
Now I shall measure your worth. treasure so much to rescue your precious Illyria. Come forth and reap your reward. The Inquisition sees all! Every truth, every lie!
I need a target.
Valeria is here. She must be close.
I'm out of range. I don't have a target.
Up ahead. That looks like the interrogation area. What have you done with Ilaria, monster?
Another windrunner for my
The
collection.
Legion must be stopped.
Oh, the secrets you'll confess to me.
Forget about me! Save Ilaria!
This Barisa should prove useful until she breaks. You, however, well, every mortal life must end. You refuse to surrender.
Staring into my
How
mind!
splendid. We did not anticipate the High Elf would bring along so persistent an ally.
I don't have a target.
Another will take.
I felt those eyes peering into my soul. Had you not freed me, Enough. I must know if Ilaria was truly held captive here, or if this was all a ruse to trap us. Was she here for days? Years? Centuries? The mage was right. Time has little meaning in this place. By the light. There! It's her bow! Thasdra! Ilaria was here. Her bow's presence is the proof. Doubtless she escaped, and the Inquisitor sought to use me to lure her back. Thasdra began as my family's legacy, but now this weapon has a greater purpose. This is a bow worthy of a hero like Ilaria. A hero like you. Take Thasdra, champion. Use it to lead the fight to save Azeroth. I know Alaria's bow is in the right hands.
Find the invaders! Retake the cathedral! Slaughter them all!
Sounds like we're about to be overrun. Let us leave this wretched place to the demons. Baladash, Malanor.
You fought well this day. I am in your debt. I am ready to use the portal stone and take us back to Dalaran.
Aldiel Shala.
Yeah, shimmy shimmy nah. And back to Dalaran we go.
My bow is at the
We didn't
ready.
recover Ilaria, but at least we have proof she was there. She will be found. I know it. Thastara has long been symbolic of the Windrunner family, but until Ilaria's return it belongs in your hands. Use it to rally the greatest hunters of Azeroth and drive the Burning Legion back to the Abyss. Now that you wield Thastara, it's time to learn more about the Night Elf who set you on this journey. I suggest returning to the Hunter's Reach shop, where you met my courier. Whoever this Emerald Shade Warden is, it seems she has some part to play in the war against the Legion.
Fight well.
I'm guessing Ilaria is on Argus? Okay, that was a spoiler.
Ranger General
I
Windrunner,
apologize.
did you find...
Ilaria was gone, but we recovered Thastara. It is now in the hands of our champion.
Well met.
Amazing!
Thank
the bow
you
will
for your
inspire
service.
every ranger who sees it.
Sadly, Orestes was lost. I should send word to Halderon. Come, Larkspur.
At once!
Ishnu Allah.
There's much to do, noble hunter, but first I suppose you'll want to learn a little more about who I am and why I've sought you out. Since ancient times, my order stood vigil on these broken isles watching for the Legion's return. Only a handful of us remain, but that changes today. The artifact you hold is more than a weapon, it is a symbol that will unite hunters of all kingdoms and creeds. I'm sure you have questions. Meet me at the True Shot Lodge in High Mountain, and see with your own eyes what awaits us. Snowfeather and I will make our own way there.
Ande Thorasathil.
So we'll head to Crossus's Landing, and for any of you hunters who haven't watched my other videos, you will unfortunately have to fly out of Dalaran, and it's about a 2-minute flight. Every single time you want to go to your class hall, as you can see, you just click on that, and it will send you through the world here to the True Shot Lodge. It's not that far. It's not that far of a flight. You kind of get to see Suramar and stuff, but unlike the other classes who have... let me just get rid of all this chat. Unlike all the other classes who have portals from Dalaran to theirs, you have to fly. It's a very nice place to sit, though. Unfortunately, too, there is no hearthstone that you can set to this place, so you can't just set your hearthstone there, your regular hearthstone there, and go. It kind of makes you fly. That may change. They may add an innkeeper, if you will, at some point. So you can see Suramar. Sorry for the stuttering frames here. It's kind of laggy today. But there's Suramar. This is the 110 zone where you'll have some cool lore that you can do. There's nothing. There's not too much to that place, but you will spend a good bit of time in there. I don't want to say there isn't too much there. There actually is. There's a ton to do in Suramar at 110. So don't skip this zone. Make sure when you hit 110. You do that. There's some cool gear there. It's not great. I think it's at this moment it's 815, which you get a lot better gear from other areas. But the lore is crazy cool. There's a lot of really awesome stuff that you can do in Suramar, and there's lots of world quests and dailies and stuff you can do there. So don't skip out on that. But you can see Val'Sharah here, the Druid zone here on the left. That was a really nice zone. I enjoyed that. And we're in, I believe, High Mountain right now, which is the Tauren zone. The High Mountain Tauren zone. This was another fun one. This was my least favorite of the zones. Doesn't mean it wasn't cool, but this was my least favorite in terms of questing and such. So don't let that influence you, though. It's just a personal opinion. It looks very nice. It's quite plain, though. Here we are. The True Shot Lodge, the Hunter Class Hall, hidden away in the mountains.
The unseen path
I've observed your skills for
welcomes
some time. Watched you from a distance. Emerald furrows your brow. Wait, that sounds a little creepy. Sorry, my social skills are a tad rusty. Let me start again. Our order has been on the lookout for hunters who could lead the unseen path into a new era. No one is more qualified for that role than you. For 1,000 years, the unseen path has watched and waited. We remained few in number, quietly acting behind the scenes when Azeroth needed us. Only a select few even knew our group existed. But the time for lingering in the shadows is over. Before we begin our work, you should hear more about the unseen path.
Our duty is to all of Azeroth. Please walk with me, Hunter. The Unseen Path was founded after the War of the Ancients to safeguard the people of Azeroth. From these broken isles, we watched for the Legion's return. As we arrived here to build the True Shot Lodge, the Eagle Spirit, Onara, appeared and gave her blessing. From that day forth, we called this mountain Talon Peak. Over the centuries, most of my fellow Watchers have been lost. The few of us remaining sought out heroes worthy to heed the call when the unseen path was needed once again.
The Silver Covenant stands with you.
The Farstriders vow to fight at your side.
The unseen path is reborn. Ishnu Dal Dieg.
The Legion has returned, and the unseen path needs new blood, new leadership. The weapon you hold is proof there is no one better suited to this task. Will you take up the mantle? Will you fulfill the oath my order took so long ago? Assembled before you are many of our world's greatest archers, rangers, beastmasters, and trappers, ready to fight the Legion as one. It is time you take your first step to becoming a true leader of hunters. We gather at the fire pit and take our oaths of service before the statue of Onara. Touch the statue and kneel before it, while I recite the oath, and the unseen path will be reborn.
May your weapon strike true.
I probably should grab
Well
the
met.
quest.
Our duty is
Got
to
it.
all of Azeroth.
I'm not bad at this game.
We are the Watchers in the wild. We are the eagle on the wind. We walk the lonely road. For ours is the unseen path. Up in the sky, behold, Onara! The spirit of the eagle has returned.
It's so
Ishnu Allah.
beautiful.
Onara has not appeared to us since the Order's founding. This is surely a sign that with you guiding us, the unseen path will triumph over the Legion.
Take care.
Now that you've rallied hunters from across Azeroth together, it's time to turn your attention to battle against the Legion. Within the True Shot Lodge is the Altar of the Eternal Hunt. It is an ancient relic alive with old magic, and I believe it can be used to infuse your weapon with even greater might. Go inside the lodge and speak to Altar Keeper Bane. Bane? I don't know. Who can instruct you to its use.
Thank
Yes.
you for your service.
We'll go do that. We will head over there and take a look at the outside here at the True Shot Lodge. Very Night Elven, with a little bit of Raikou architecture. It's nothing super special, as I've said in my other videos. It's what you'd expect. But I have to say, the view out here is magnificent. So, for you hunters who don't want to spend... Oh, there's this guy again, with his devil swords. For those of you who are interested in not being in Dalaran all the time, it is really nice to be out here. Plus, all the hunters will be out here all the time, because this is the only spot with your training dummies that you can attack. So, pretty nice to be here. Oh god, the devil swords. They're killing me. So here is the Altar Keeper.
Peace, friend.
Greetings. It will be my honor to assist you with your artifact. The weapon you hold will strike a potent blow against the Legion, but the demons are relentless. Just as your battle tactics grow and evolve, so must your weapon. The altar before you courses with ancient magic and is alive with the skill and dedication of the hunters who have used it throughout the ages. Place your artifact upon it, and over time, you will awaken the full potential of your weapon.
Be careful.
Accept. And we will click on this. Our UI will come up for Thostera. This comes up for any of the hunter weapons, actually any of the artifact weapons in your particular class hall. And as you can see, this is what we got when we picked up Thostera. Windburst. Costs 20 focused. It's a 1.37 second cast with a 20-second cooldown. Focuses the power of wind through Thostera, dealing 72,767 physical damage to your target and leaving behind a trail of wind for 5 seconds that increases the movement speed of allies by 50%. As you can see, just by having an equipped, you gain wind running, which increases your movement speed by 25%. And we were given 100 artifact power just for picking up the weapon, which is perfect because that's what we need to pick up this. Wind Arrows, a passive with 1 rank, which increases the damage dealt by aimed shot, right here, by 10%. Let's go ahead and click it. And that opens up the rest of the UI for the weapon. As you can see, a few of these have golden dragon portraits around them. These particular passives are the big boys. These are specialties here. The rest are just basic passives. But let's take a look. Here, this one is called Shot. It is a 3-rank passive, which increases damage dealt by multi-shot by 3%. Costs 300 artifact power. Each rank will cost, I believe, 300 artifact power, and each rank will also increase by 3%. So with this particular one, you would have 9% increased damage on multi-shot. Over here we have Quick Shot, 3-rank passive, reducing the cooldown of True Shot by 10 seconds. And we'll talk about all those abilities and what they do, because Marksman has changed quite a bit, as you can tell. A lot of these abilities may not be familiar with you, and the talents we'll talk about as well once we're done with the class hall. Mark of the Windrunner, 1-rank passive. Windburst also applies vulnerability to the target. Vulnerability is basically kind of like a hunter's mark. It allows you to use this ability, Mark Shot. And then we have Healing Shell, a 3-rank passive. Aspect of the turtle heals you for 12% of your maximum health over its duration. So you can kind of get a nice little heal there while having your turtle power up. Legacy of the Windrunners. This is our first big passive with 1 rank. Aimed Shot has a chance to coalesce 6 extra wind arrows that also shoot your target. So that's pretty cool. I really love what they've done with the hunter weapons. They have some of the cooler special passives. The Paladin I wasn't too thrilled with. They were okay, but these are really, really cool. Windrunner's Guidance, a 3-rank passive, increases damage done by Mark Shot by 3%. Gust of Wind, a 3-rank passive, reducing the cooldown of Bursting Shot by 5%. Deadly Aim, a 3-rank passive, increasing critical strike damage dealt by aim shot by 5%. Rapid Killing, a 1-rank passive. True Shot also increases your critical strike damage by 50% for its duration. Then we have Marked for Death, a 3-rank passive. Marked Shot increases your aimed shot critical strike chance against the target by 5% for 10 seconds. We have Critical Focus, a 1-rank passive. Arcane Shot critical strikes generate 5 additional focus. We have Survival of the Fittest, a 3-rank passive. Activating Disengage reduces all damage you take by 3% for 4 seconds. Precision, a 3-rank passive, increasing the critical strike chance of Marked Shot by 3%. I don't believe I've read this one yet. If I did, I apologize. And then we have Bullseye, a 1-rank passive. When your abilities damage a target below 20% health, you gain 3% increased critical strike chance for 6 seconds, stacking 30 times. Stacking 30 times. So 90% crit, essentially. Blow your cooldowns, get all your haste all the way up, and spam these abilities. Spam everything. Spam Arcane Shot, essentially. Yeah, spam Arcane Shot and Mark Shot. And you'll be insta-critting. Call of the Hunter, 1 rank passive. When you marked shot, Thastera has a chance to call forth a barrage of wind arrows to strike all vulnerable targets. And vulnerability is caused by certain abilities hitting. I'm not sure exactly which ones, but I'm not quite sure. I apologize. I'm not quite sure what all adds vulnerability. I haven't really gone into too much of it yet, so I apologize for that. But we'll look at it in a second. We'll continue with this. Here's our little relic slots. This one will only open up once you've finished your Hunter Order campaign. That is past when you're in 110. But these you will get relics for just by doing quests, dungeons, world quests, etc. And later on raids they'll fit in this slot. But these will add item levels to your weapon itself. They will also add extra ranks to your passives. So you want to make sure when you're putting these in, or you're putting something in over top of them, that you want to make that choice, because you cannot take the one inside back out. So make sure that you're if you're going for the most damage possible. Let's say you got an extra 2 to precision, and the new one has 2 more item levels, but it gives you 2 more in survival of the fittest. If you're a min-maxer, you might want to pay attention to that, because you cannot take these out currently on beta, and I don't believe they're giving us that ability before the servers go live. As you can see, there's a number also up here in the top corner. We have a 1 right now because we put 1 point in. Up to 34 traits, which are 34 purchases all around these passives. You will gain an extra 0.75% stamina for each purchase, and that's a passive that you just keep permanently. That's always on as long as you have the bow equipped. So we'll exit out of this, and I will show you. You can open that up anywhere in the world. You do not have to click on this to actually open it up. You just have to shift right click on the item itself in your inventory or in your character pane. There we go again. Oh, apologize. You can change out your relics anywhere in the world, but you will not be able to add any artifact power into the weapon itself without actually coming to your class hall. So make sure when you come back, you're saving it up. Don't come back every time you have an opportunity to put a point in. It can get a little tedious, and it'll slow you down dramatically. So I wouldn't suggest that. I'd suggest staying out, gathering a bunch till you're done with a zone. When you head back to Dalaran, take the flight point, head here, put your artifact power in, and we go, back out into the world. So we've taken a look at that now. Wondrous, the growing power of your artifact will strike fear into the hearts of the demon army. Now that your artifact is ready, it's time to plan your first strike against the Legion. Speak to Tactician Tinderfell, our expert on such matters.
Go in peace.
And she is right over here. We'll take a look around in just a moment.
What business have
Hail,
you?
Pathfinder. It will be my honor to aid you in the fight against the Legion. The Legion believes we are still reeling from our loss on the Broken Shore. Let's prove them wrong. Our scouts have mapped out the Broken Isles, learning everything we can about each region for our imminent assault. Choose where to strike first, and you will lead the Unseen Path's efforts personally.
Death to all who
And right
oppose
here,
us.
this will bring up our UI, where we can pick where we want to go on the Broken Isles to start questing at. I'm going to pick Stormheim. We're not going to go any further after I actually pick it. But when you get to this point, you can pick any zone. If you haven't read anything about it, the Broken Isles level with you. Every zone will be 110 when you are level 110. Stormheim can start at 100. Azuna will start at 100. Same for Val'sharah High Mountain. It does not matter where you start. It does not matter where you finish. The zones will be the exact same level as you. This does not affect you playing with your friend who is 2 levels below you. He will see them as a certain level. That's just the tech that Blizz is using now. So you don't have to worry about any problems. I've leveled with people through the beta who were several levels below me or several levels above me, and there was no issue. So we'll just pick Stormheim for the heck of it. Boom. You'll eventually come back here, and it'll let you pick where to go next after you finish that
Glory
zone.
to the Sindorai.
Excellent choice. The campaign against the Legion has begun.
Shorel Oran.
Now it tells you that there is a portal to Dalaran. I will show you that right here at the top of the stairs, you can see there is a portal to Dalaran. Make sure when you click that portal, you do not need to come back here, because there is no portal back. Like I said before, you do have to fly here, and that is a couple-minute flight, as opposed to, you know, other class halls like the Paladin, where once you go through, you're standing at the portal to head back. So I'm not going to click that now. That's where we would go if we wanted to start our campaign in the Broken Isles. This gentleman right here, he is our...
You have my undivided attention.
I've had trouble finding the word again. Oh my god. He's going to sell things to you. He's going to sell things to you. He has a cool little set. A set that may not be useful necessarily for someone who is going to be playing a lot. If you're doing raid progression, you'll be, you know, hitting into those heroics, into those mythics to try and get the best gear possible, doing world quest, etc. So this gear is good. It is not the best that I've seen, but you can, as you see, some of this is 810 in the set, some is 820, 830, and then 840 on the Spalders. You can upgrade all. By the way, they also have their own ways that you have to buy them, like 110 and Exalted with the Nightfallen. This one is 110 and you've completed your class order campaign. The sets are really good if these are going to be alts. You don't have a lot of time. You know, you just get on and you do your a couple dailies on them, and eventually you could buy them and then use your order resources you've gained to upgrade them all to 840, and then you kind of have a nice little set of gear. So they also have a couple things, kind of like what glyphs used to be, and a toy that you can buy yourself too. So just FYI, keep an eye out for this. If you're going to have a hunter alt that you're going to play, you can save up and kind of have a nice set of 840 gear after a period of time. Okay, now if you look around, you can see it is a pretty...
We must face our fears.
Yes, we must. We definitely must. You can see this is very basic. This is very basic. There's nothing super dramatic about this place. It's nice, it's cool, but it is also very plain, very huntery. Just some stuff on the walls. That's basically it. There's nothing particularly crazy about this place. There is some other things. One other thing that I would like to talk about. I will also point out that the stable master is right over here. There's one other thing I'd like to take a look at before we look at talents and stuff like that, and our abilities. And that's over here. There are other things to the class order hall. You can see there's order resources up here every time you come to the True Shot Lodge or any of your characters' class order halls. You see this pop up at the top. Your order resources, they're used for the exact same thing as in garrison resources. They're used for missions. You won't be spending a ton of time on those. Those are kind of, you know, spoon-fed to you in the beginning, and then when you hit 110, you pick and choose. You usually can send quite a few a day to get some extra artifact power and some other items that are useful for sending out missions. So when you get really important ones, you have a little bit extra of a success chance. But this is what we will be talking about here, the class hall upgrades.
Slow down.
You will see your order resources, obviously. I talked about them right up here. You can see these cost 50 resources. You can only pick one all the way down until you get to the tier 6 here, which is very important for those of you who are interested in raiding or just progressing through higher level mythics who are trying to get the most out of their DPS. But if we take a look here, we have two choices. We have long range, enables the long range ability, which increases the success chance of the first mission you send each day by 20%. Research time of 2 hours. And the same here. Rugged upgrades increases the chance for quest rewards to get a rare or epic bonus upgrade from non-repeatable quests, meaning this will become useless for your character when you're at max level. But all in all, neither one of these are... I mean, this one is pretty useful, I'd say. I would always take long range, if you want my honest opinion. But rugged upgrades could be useful. You never know. In the second tier, these you need to be level 105 for. You need to have 500 resources, and they take 4 hours. This one, Eagle Ally, allows access to the Eagle Flight Network, a number of flight paths scattered across the Broken Isles. This may not be super useful as well, just as, this may not be super useful later on. This, at 110, you won't really need too much, but if you're not really that worried about, min-maxing everything perfectly. Like this would be if you're trying to make the perfect character, I would say, because it enables the disengage ability for all missions, which increases success chance of missions that have hazards by 10%. That's going to be useful probably all the time, while the flight network you might never use, to be quite honest. In the third tier here, you can see we went 2 hours to 4 hours at level 110 and 7 days. This would take 1 week. So when you hit 110, make sure you have those 1,000 resource cost and get this going right away. Sturdy Tents increases the maximum number of archers, marksmen, trackers, pathfinders you can recruit by 1. What that means is, just like you had your garrison followers that you were able to send out on missions, you will also get named garrison followers in this expansion, class order followers, and you will also have these basic followers, kind of like in Warcraft 3, where you would have, your basic unit. That's what these are. They're like minion units. Over here, Fletchery allows you to place work orders for champion armaments or equipment in exchange for order resources. Basically, these would be to increase the success chance of your garrison followers or your minions while they're on missions. Once we have that done, we have the 10-day missions here, or the 10-day upgrades. These cost 10,000 resources. And the first one here is Wild Calling. Newly recruited bands of trackers become pathfinders, which gain flair, increases success chance of missions with minions by 15%. And we have Keen Eye. Newly recruited squads of archers become unseen marksmen, increasing their chance of mission success by 5%. And then we move down. We have a 12-day mission that costs a 12-day upgrade, which takes 12,500 resources. The first of which is Unseen Path, allowing you to place a work order for one of your 3 weekly Seals of Broken Fate in exchange for order resources. Seal of Broken Fate is, for those of you who don't know, it's an extra bonus roll to use in any of the raids, looking for raid all the way up to Mythic, in order for you to gain an extra roll towards a piece of gear on any boss that you're interested in re-rolling for. So that's very useful. It's very useful for people. I don't know what they're going for now. I haven't played on my max level character in about a week. I had some family in town, so I'm not sure because they added that a little bit recently. Not sure what they cost. I would assume something similar to what they cost in Warlords of Draenor. And then we have Foraging. Completing world quests with a combat ally provides order resources. Now, a combat ally is one of your followers that has the combat ally stat. You can put him into your group, essentially, and he will follow you around. So, because I don't have a pet, I could actually have a follower here with me, following me every time I go out into the world to do quests. He obviously wouldn't be able to follow me into dungeons, unless I don't think he even comes in if you go in by yourself, but he will follow me around when I'm doing world quests. It's very useful. You kind of always want to have one with you unless you have a mission that absolutely needs him on it. So keep that in mind. You're always going to kind of have one with you. Order resources, so far I have not had a problem obtaining. They may tweak the numbers though, so keep that in mind. That might be useful on alts or something like that, for you to be able to keep your order resources up if you're not doing dailies every day, on your 3 alts that you don't have time for. And the reason we want to get these done as fast as possible, if you are someone who is into progression, is this right here. Legends of the Wild increases the number of legendary items you can equip by 1. This takes 2 weeks and 15,000 order resources to complete and to be able to use. We want to get these done as fast as possible, so that at the point, at the exact moment when we can have this, we do have this. Now, I'll show you very quickly why we're going to want that. We open our adventure guide and go to loot. Here is legendary items for the Marksman spec. As you can see, these legendary items have equip bonuses that are super useful, and we'll want as many as possible. You can only use 1 to begin with, and you'll be able to use 2 once we get that class order hall upgrade done. As you can see, like increases bursting shots damage by 200% and range by 20 yards. Each enemy hit with multi-shot increases the damage of your next aim shot by 10%, stacks up to 20 times. You see, some of these can be super useful, and having 2 of them gives you the option to really upgrade your DPS dramatically. So, now that we've looked at that, like I said, there are other things here in the class hall. Like I said, your followers, your follower missions. I'm going to let you do those on your own. I don't want to spoil too much. Also, I haven't gotten to that point yet, and I don't plan on playing this character very far into the game, unless people are interested in that, which you can leave a comment and let me know if you were looking forward to something like that on this particular character. And if I had enough people, I would play it for a while. And there's a few other things, but I'm not going to get into those. I'll let you get into those as you play because they kind of spoon feed them to you. So here we are over at the training dummies. Now that we have our bow, let's take a closer look at it on our character model. It's pretty cool. I like it. It's fairly plain. Of course, there are appearance changes that you get through, excuse me, achievements and such, while playing through Legion, doing certain, achievements in mythic raids, mythic dungeons. I think some are purchasable through gold, etc., PvP, etc., etc., etc. So, I like it. It's my favorite. It's definitely the best, in my opinion, of the 3 Hunter artifacts. I'm not particularly fond of the other 2, but Thastera is pretty interesting. It's pretty nice looking. I like it. Let's take a look at our auto attack with it. Okay, nothing particularly fancy, but I like it. I like it. It's pretty cool. Alright, now that we've taken a look at that, why don't we take a look at our talents. Now, again, I did mention at the beginning of the video, Marksman was supposed to 100% lose your pet, but they changed that and added a talent in there, which I believe is on live as well, Lone Wolf, increasing our damage by 20%, but no longer having the ability to call a pet. So I did that, as you could see throughout the video, though. I didn't really have too many problems. I did have to eat a few times. I am not a hunter main, and we don't have traps as a marksman. You can see that we don't have traps anymore, so it's not like I could kite them through, an ice field or something like that. But it wasn't that difficult. We do a lot of damage. And with I'll show you in a second. With having Black Arrow, it wasn't that big of a deal. So if you were interested in playing the Hunter that way, some of you more experienced players might not have a difficult time. And then here we have Steady Focus, a passive using Arcane Shot or Multi-Shot 3 times in a row increases your focus regeneration by 25% for 10 seconds. And then we have Careful Aim, the passive which allows Aim Shot, Arcane Shot, Mark Shot, and Multi-Shot to have a 20% increased critical strike chance against targets above 80% health. And those critical strikes deal an additional 30% of their damage over 8 seconds. In the 30 tier, we have Lock and Load. Your ranged auto attacks have an 8% chance to trigger Lock and Load, causing your next 2 aim shots to cost no focus and be instant. Black Arrow, 40 focus cost, instant cast with a 13.7 second cooldown, firing a black arrow at the target, dealing 19,876 damage, shadow damage over 8 seconds, and summons a dark minion to taunt it for the duration. When you kill an enemy, the remaining cooldown on Black Arrow will reset. I found this super useful to have going along with Lone Wolf. If you're going to go with Lone Wolf, taking Black Arrow I feel is the best option because it gives you a little bit of a taunt. So if you're pulling single targets, you won't have too much of a problem. True Aim, a passive. Each successive arcane shot or aim shot fired at the same target increases the damage. There it goes. The damage those shots deal to the target by 2%, stacking up to 10 times. Limit 1 target. So if you weren't going for Lone Wolf, I feel like that would be the way to go. Yeah, that would probably be the way to go. That or Lock and Load, but I feel like this is a little bit better. In the 45 tier, we have Post Haste, a passive that allows Disengage to also free you from all movement impairing effects and increases your movement speed by 60% for 8 seconds. we have Farstrider, a passive. Your ability Critical Strikes have a 10% chance to reset the remaining cooldown on disengage. And then we have Dash, a passive increasing the duration of aspect of the cheetah by 3 seconds. In the 60 tier, we have Explosive Shot, instant cast, 30-second cooldown, firing a slow-moving munition directly forward. Activating this ability a second time detonates the shot, dealing up to 49,680 fire damage to all enemies within 8 yards, based upon the proximity to the target. Then we have Sentinel, a 40-yard range. By the way, Explosive Shot I found to be, pardon me, not very intuitive at the moment. So when it goes live, if you are a hunter on the 19th, try it out, give it a shot. You might be much better at it than me, but I didn't find it to be very intuitive. I found it to be a little more difficult to use than taking, one of the passives. And then we had Sentinel, instant with a 20-second recharge time. It has 2 charges at all times, or to start with, rather. Applying Hunter's Mark to all enemies near your target, so that's useful. And then Patient Sniper, a passive gaining the patience of a veteran sniper, increasing your maximum focus by 30 and causing vulnerable to increase your marked shot and aim shot damage by 150%. But it only lasts 6 seconds and it no longer stacks. In the 75 tier, we have Binding Shot. It's the same as it is on live. It's on a 45-second cooldown now. Wyvern Sting, same as it is on live, 45-second cooldown. And Camouflage, which is the same as on live. Pardon me, and I did take that. I find that to be useful on Marksman if you're not going to have your pet, because you can just boop right out of existence. In the 90 tier, we have a Murder of Crows, a 1-minute cooldown that costs 30 focus, summoning a flock of crows to attack your target, dealing 186,864 physical damage over 15 seconds. When the target dies, while affected by this ability, the cooldown is reset. And then we have Barrage, which is the same as it is on live. Yep, I believe that's the exact same as it is on live, costing 60 focus, and it's a 20-second cooldown. And then Volley, which is new. It's not the exact same volley that we had before. Instant 1.37 second cooldown. While active, your auto attacks spend 3 focus to also launch a volley of shots that hit the target and all other nearby enemies, dealing 7,485 additional physical damage. And then in the 100 tier, we have Sidewinders, which will replace Arcane Shot. It has an 11-second recharge. Launches Sidewinders that travel forward toward the target, weaving back and forth and dealing 14,904 nature damage to each target they hit. It cannot hit the same target twice. Applies vulnerable to all targets hit, and it generates 60 focus. It also replaces multi-shot. So, this replaces Arcane Shot, and it also replaces your multi-shot. So this is your all-purpose. And we have Piercing Shot. It costs anywhere from 20... What in the world is happening? I don't understand. Okay. We have Piercing Shot. It can cost 20 to 100 focus. It's on a 30-second cooldown, but it is a powerful shot which deals up to 197,340 physical damage to the target and up to 98,670 physical damage to all enemies between you and the target. And then there is Trick Shot, a passive where aimed shot will now also ricochet and hit all vulnerable targets for 30% of normal damage. If there are no other vulnerable targets, the damage of your next aim shot would be increased by 15%. So yeah, there are your talents. Those are your talents. Let's take a look at some of the abilities that are baseline and returning. For the Marksman Hunter, it is different for all the hunters. Some you'll notice if you watch the other videos or if you're playing them yourself. Some are the same, but some are a little bit different. We have Feign Death. There's the animation for it. Nothing special, same thing. We have True Shot, which is new. It's instant on a 3-minute cooldown, increasing your haste by 40%, and causes Arcane and Multi-Shot to always apply Hunter's Mark. This lasts for 15 seconds. And we have Aspect. Well, let's pop that real quick. As you can see, nothing too special. Gives a little bit of an animation. Again, my animations are not on Ultra or anything of that nature, so it doesn't do anything too special. Then we have Aspect of the Turtle. This is basically deterrence now. Deflects all attacks and reduces all damage you take by 30% for 8 seconds, but you are unable to attack. So we turn into Udyr from League of Legends, and we can run around screaming D-Gates. D-Gates. There we go. A little inside joke. And then Aspect of the Cheetah on a 3-minute cooldown, increasing your movement speed by 90% for 3 seconds, and then 30% for another 9. So you pop that. As you can see, you get a big burst of speed, and then a little burst of speed. Cool for getting away, you know, if you gotta gain some distance. Now, we'll take a look at Arcane Shot. Arcane Shot is the same. This is your focus generator now. So every time you shoot, this will generate 5 focus, and it does around 9,000 arcane damage. Aim Shot is 50 focus cost on a 1.85 second cast, and it now deals 29,750 physical damage. Here is Mark Shot. This is new. It costs 30 focus. Instant cast, rapidly fires shots at all targets with your hunter's mark, dealing 32,906 physical damage and making them vulnerable for 30 seconds. Vulnerable makes damage taken from Marked Shot and Aimed Shot increased by 25%. It lasts 30 seconds, and it stacks up to 3 times. Then we have Piercing Shot, which we talked about. That's one of our talents. Here's Bursting Shot, a 10 focus attack on a 30-second cooldown. Fires an explosion of bolts at enemies in front of you, knocking them back, disorienting them for 4 seconds, and dealing 5,847 physical damage. We have Multi-Shot, which is returning. It will hit all enemies within 8 yards for 4,802 physical damage. It will also generate 2 focus per target hit. So if there's a big AoE pack, you're pretty much never going to run out of focus. This is Wind Burst. This is the ability we talked about that we gained from using our weapon. Disengage. Same, hasn't changed. Concussive Shot, same, hasn't changed. Same for Counter Shot. And then this is new, Exhilaration. Obviously, this would heal your pet, but since we don't have a pet, it has changed, so I'll tell you both of them. Exhilaration, when you have Lone Wolf active and no pet available, will heal you for 50% of your maximum health. Boom, 163,000. If you were to have a pet, it would heal you for 30% of your health and 100% of your pets. So that's really useful. Keep that on your bar, keep that close by, especially if you're going to go the Lone Wolf style. So we'll take a look at a couple more of these shots. Here is Arcane Shot. Nothing too special. Aim Shot. Nothing too special. There's Marked Shot. As you can see, it applied a vulnerable to the target. And that will occasionally apply Hunter's Mark. Here comes Piercing Shot. Pretty cool. Goes by pretty quick. We could take a look at Multi-Shot. And there we are. Here is Bursting Shot. Nothing too special. And Wind Burst. And as you can see, walking in it has me moving quite fast. So, we'll head over here. As you can see, Marksman is a little bit more involved than maybe the other 2 specs. Survival is a little bit involved, but Beast Mastery is certainly not. I like it. I actually really enjoy Marksman. I don't know if it would play exactly the same way with a pet as it does without the pet. I'm sure it can't be too different. I mean, obviously, you won't have to worry too much about grabbing aggro on anything while you're out in the world. But this is a really good spec. It's a really good spec. The bow is really cool looking. The abilities are awesome. It gives you a good feel. I think they did a great job with this. So, thank you guys. Thanks for joining me while we went through our Marksman scenario and checked out our class hall and some of our new abilities and our new talents. Leave me a comment if you enjoyed the video. Leave a like if you enjoyed the video. If you have any questions, please leave a comment and I'll try and find the answer for you. And if I can't find it myself, I'll ask somebody that I know in one of the guilds that I'm in, and we'll see if I can't get you the right answer. So you guys have yourselves a wonderful night and or a wonderful day. Thank you for joining me. Bye-bye.